Whoa, is that a JoJo reference? No, it's a movie. Our story begins with a not-so-pleasant birthday party where a man, Katagiri, is holding his guest captive. The police storm in, but they're too late. As the man flees, the police chief can do no more than watch him get away. Though, the escape is short-lived when a mysterious man, Keicho, appears clutching a bow and arrow. Congratulations, you have been chosen. Katagiri then revives and the water behind him erupts in the shape of a creature. He's later interrogated by the police when suddenly, a drop of water lands on one of their cheeks. The policemen look up to find the roof leaking. Before they know it, the room has been flooded. Suddenly, the water erupts. Then, we get our first look at the true nature of Katagiri's power before he heads out. By the way, these powers are called stands, and only stand users can see them. Meet Koichi. Oh look, the manga and even an anime poster. How relatable. During a walk to school, he's stopped by some gangsters demanding payment for passage. When he doesn't pay up, they toss his bike. Suddenly, a dripped out student, Josuke, appears and just walks past. One of the gangsters shoulder bumps him and tries to start a fight over it, but Josuke doesn't pay him any mind. That is, until the guy tells him his hair is stupid. See, you don't say that about Josuke. A fire is lit deep within him and he marches forward. The dude gets yeeted onto Koichi's bike, bending it in the process. Josuke looms over the man and tells him to respect his drip. As Josuke walks away, the bloodied man's wounds miraculously heal. Koichi thanks him, but points out the fact that his bike is now broken. Oh that? I got you, fam. After school, we see Koichi talking to a new lady friend before we spot Josuke one-upping him with his harem. The girls love him, and they call him JoJo. We then cut back to Katagiri, who's up to no good. He uses his stand to rupture this guy's organs, then strikes his buddy. Sometime later, we see that he's become possessed. The man robs a store, then takes this woman hostage. Koichi and Josuke are on the scene, along with many bystanders. The possessed man tells Josuke to back off, and he does so without issue, until the man clowns Josuke on his hairdo. Oh, you gonna make me act up. As Josuke walks forward, the man stabs her, but then Josuke's stand possesses the unique power of restoration. This allows him to heal the woman and partially restore the man, leaving him with the knife fused into his stomach. Suddenly, the enemy stand emerges from the man's mouth and escapes. We see its enraged master just a few feet away. Fine, you're next. Let's see what Keicho is up to. Once again preying upon those who are down on their luck. Unfortunately for this guy, he was not worthy. The next day, and after school, Koichi runs into another dripped out fellow named Jotaro. He asks to speak with Josuke. The dripped out pair have a chat and Jotaro reveals that they're related. Jotaro's grandfather, Joseph Joestar, had an affair, but didn't know until now that it led to a pregnancy. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Josuke heads off, but Jotaro stops him and asks, do you ever see strange things? Like evil spirits? Before he can answer, his needy harem interrupts. Oh my god, Josuke, you have something in your hair, let me fix it, haha. Jotaro tries to get his attention back by saying, hey, cut it with that stupid hair talk. Oh no, you said stupid and hair in the same sentence. Now my mans is about to see red, and bodies are gonna start dropping. While Jotaro tries to explain his innocence, Josuke strikes. Got your dumb, stupid hair having ass. Jotaro briefly explains what stands are before Josuke strikes again. Nani? Oh, you didn't know I could stop time, did ya?
Surprise, motherfucker!
The girls cry out for their mans, but Jotaro literally says, stop, noisy woman bother me. Based. Josuke accepts defeat, but refuses to continue chatting. Following the encounter, Jotaro returns home and reflects upon the dangers that lie ahead while inspecting a photo of Katagiri and his stand. We cut to Koichi who, my god, look at the top of this man's head. Anyway, he senses the gaze of another. It's Katagiri. They meet up and chat over dinner. Where'd you get that bow anyway? Katagiri asks. I am a mysterious anime guy, and I will not tell you, Keicho responds, basically. Katagiri then inquires as to why Keicho is doing this, but again, he's too cool to respond. Meanwhile, Josuke is also having dinner, and this scene is completely filler. The next day, Koichi's walking with his boo when suddenly, another guy who needs to sue his hairstylist appears. He ominously sucks on a popsicle before walking away. Then, Jotaro randomly starts narrating in his mansion about Katagiri and his crimes. He gets the sense that a metaphorical storm is approaching, while a literal storm does the same. And he's right. A lurking Katagiri has finally spotted Josuke. Sometime later, Josuke arrives home and hears a oh no. Oh. Josuke enjoys temporary relief as Katagiri reaches his home. Oh, it's that guy's house. Looks like this is gonna be a 2-for-1 special. Back inside, Josuke's mom is preparing to leave for a restaurant. Then, she sips on some water and Josuke notices an unwelcome guest. He snatches a bottle and then damn, He punched a hole through her chest, shattered the bottle, then reconstructed it as it traveled through her body, snatching up the stand in the process. It all happened so fast, his mom didn't even notice. She heads out, then Josuke gives the bottle a shake, provoking the little water demon inside. Then, he gives Jotaro a call and informs him that he caught his very first Pokemon. Wait, wrong show. Jotaro heads out while Josuke continues to violently shake the bottle. Katagiri feels every second of it. Josuke very quickly becomes distracted, and in his absence, the stand morphs its appearance into that of liquor. It even slaps a logo on the bottle. Now that's just cheating. Old Grandpa is quickly enticed, and by the time Josuke comes back, he's already gone. Damn, Gramps is really out here trying to become a bodybuilder. I should check on the... Oh god, they got him. Jotaro arrives, and while Josuke heals his Gramps, he heads downstairs. He finds the house in shambles, and then Katagiri speaks to him through the stand. Oh, so you can hear me too. I'll have to take you down first. Water blasts ricochet around the kitchen before the stand emerges. Josuke comes down and quickly becomes the target of a vicious attack. Jotaro strikes a pose so beautiful that it stops time itself. His stand smacks the H2O out of that little devil and then unleashes a barrage of strikes. Though, the attack is ineffective against the stand's aqueous body. The two JoJos stand back to back as the room begins to engulf in steam. How are we gonna slip out of this one, Josuke? Slip? Let's smash. No, not like that. Like this. The pair enters through the newly made entrance before the steam can enter. Once sealed, a terrifying revelation hits. There's a steam humidifier in the room. The stand seizes the opportunity and Josuke is all but finished. Unless, through the power of anime, he comes up with a wacky solution. Though we never got to see it, apparently Josuke used his stand to chop up this glove and swallow it for safekeeping. Once the enemy stand entered him, he restored the glove and once again captured the little demon. The pair heads upstairs to check up on Gramps, but he's still sleeping, permanently. Though Josuke healed his wounds, he was already long gone. Jotaro explains that once a soul has been lost, it cannot be returned. They head outside to confront a very angry Katagiri, but after a few yeets across the backyard, he's much more talkative. How did you become a stand user? Jotaro asks. I was struck by a bow, wielded by a mysterious young man. Katagiri further reveals that there are others much more powerful than him out there. Seeking to avenge his grandfather, Josuke sentences Katagiri to a fate far worse than death. Starting with his hand, he fuses him into a rock. A billion punches later, Katagiri becomes the rock. No, not that one. Anyway, yes, he's still alive in there, forced to eternally atone for the souls he took. We cut to Keicho, who meets with Okuyashu, the guy from earlier. Turns out, they're brothers. Keicho shares that Katagiri has been defeated by Josuke, but Okuyashu insists that they're still more powerful than him. Sometime later, Josuke mourns his grandfather while vowing to fulfill his dream of becoming a bodybuilder. Afterwards, he attends a funeral and Keicho is there. His stunning haircut and seductive gaze catches his eye. Josuke follows him and Koichi tags along. They end up at the gate of a mansion and decide to head in. Suddenly, Okuyashu appears and kindly greets the visitors. Then, Keicho fires an arrow at the now downed Koichi. Okuyashu whips out his stand and wildly charges forward. Oh, I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. Nonetheless, Okuyashu tries his luck again, this time striking with an open palm. Josuke dodges the attack, and the sign that was struck instead has had a piece of itself deleted. Okuyashu explains that his right hand erases things, and the space left behind quickly gets joined back together. He takes advantage of this trick by slicing the air between them, causing Josuke to effectively teleport. Any hope of escape has now been lost. But that's okay. Josuke has a 200 IQ. He stands in front of a statue and baits out the next attack. Oof, man's got bonked. Josuke checks up on Koichi, but he's gone. A blood trail remains in his place. He follows it into the mansion and finds Keicho looming over Koichi. He yanks out the arrow, then prepares to attack when suddenly, Okuyashu appears behind Josuke. Okay, twice now this man has been the victim of dodge-related incidents. Keicho feels no remorse for fatally wounding his brother, stating that he's always gotten in the way. As Keicho continues his attack, Josuke takes cover, though his inner hero quickly kicks in and he puts himself in harm's way to save Okuyashu. Afterwards, he heals him, then heads out to save Koichi. Okuyashu stops him, perplexed as to why he would save his enemy. Josuke responds, "There's nothing deep about it. There was just no reason for you to die." Well, can't argue with that. Josuke stumbles towards a quickly fading Koichi, but he's too far away. Suddenly, Okuyashu charges forward and attacks. Oh, thanks bro. Josuke heals Koichi, and then we learn the true nature of Keicho's stand. They're little toy action figures? Okay. The pair heads out, but stops when they hear whooshing sounds. Miniature helicopters appear, and then a full-on assault commences. Crazy idea. Just walk away. No? Okay. Josuke goes toe-to-toe with the army. And then Koichi warns him of an incoming tank. Wait a second. How can you see that? Whoa. Turns out he was worthy after all. A battalion of tanks pulls up, headed by Keicho, who unveils his stand's name. Bad company. After noticing that Koichi can see the stand, he asks him to unveil his power, but he's a little shy and needs some convincing. Oh, is that an egg? Well, go on, attack me. Possessing neither the courage nor skill, Koichi kinda just stands there. Keiichi orders his army to fire upon Josuke, and Koichi's promptly moved to safety. With all his might, Josuke holds off the attack, but it quickly becomes too much for even him to bear. Koichi begs Keicho to stop, but he explains that once he issues a command to his army, it cannot be stopped or modified. Empowered by his love for Josuke, Koichi powers up. Shit, my man hit his final form. Then, his stand emerges from the egg, revealing a lizard-like creature. It attacks and, it's an A for effort. He really did give it his all. A beaten and battered Josuke speaks up, thanking Koichi for buying him time. He restores 2 missiles that he blocked and prepares to kindly return them to its owner. Keicho orders his army to fire upon the missile. However, they can't switch targets. Damn, man's got hit by the Uno reverse. Josuke and Koichi follow a wounded Keicho upstairs, though they find a monster instead. It's in fact Keicho's father, but we never learn how or why he became this way. Apparently, he's also immortal and Keicho's been looking for a stand user to finish off his dad, cause he hates him, hence why he's been creating more of them with the bow. Not even Okuyashu's erase ability can get the job done. Out of nowhere, Josuke randomly punches this box and repairs the torn photo the monster was fiddling with, revealing it to be a family picture. Keicho is overcome with emotion, and Josuke offers to help him heal his father. Then, Okuyashu barges in and tells his brother that their evil reign must end. Suddenly, an unknown stand bursts through the window and attacks Okuyashu. Keicho saves his brother, but pays for it with his life. Well, at least the bow was destroyed.
야, 앉으라.